Hello guys and welcome to another episode. My name is Alex from Tech Fusion, and today I'd like to start off a new series where I take GPUs and put them through mining cryptocurrency to see exactly how profitable they can still be in 2021. One quick thing here before we can go on, I would like to mention for all of you guys who are out there just trying to get a GPU so that you can complete your build either for gaming or productivity. Some of you out there might be looking to buy higher end GPUs just to get it done with, even in this crazy market. So this video might be important to you as well if you're considering to get some return on your investment and see exactly how else you can use your GPU in the downtime so that you can get some of your hard-earned money back. So starting off with this summer in 2021, the scope of these videos is to find exactly which GPUs are still profitable to mine with and which GPUs are no longer profitable to mine with so that we can help both sides of the table. So I'm gonna kindly ask you guys to leave your thoughts and comments down in the box below so we can try and track down the exact same model of GPUs that you're trying to see introduced in this series. So this is the star of the show right here for today. This is the Radeon 6700 XT from XFX. It's quite a beefy boy. It packs in 12 gigs of RAM, and I've managed to manually overclock it to 2700 megahertz on the core. So without further ado guys, I'm going to show you now how easily it is to get everything set up and get started with your mining operations while we take this card right here and see exactly how profitable it is for 2021. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel as we're trying to grow our community so that everybody has easier access to information from everybody else. Right guys, so this is the AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT running in this machine, presented by the GPU Z over here. I am running this GPU at the moment under its stock speeds. So do keep in mind that mostly in all the cases when running GPUs and trying to mine with them, you will try to undervolt those GPUs. This way you will pay less as the power consumption will be less current drawn by the cards, making them more efficient while trying to crypto mine something. And another thing to keep in mind is that while undervolting, most of the times you'll see your temperatures drop. So keeping the card cooler for longer will actually extend its life. Alright, so the first thing that you will need is actually a wallet before you can continue. So same like the videos where I was talking about Chia, where the Chia app actually manages your wallet. With this cryptocurrency, with the GPUs, actually the wallet is not included in the mining software, so to say. So that's why you will have to go along with a third-party wallet that you can basically rely on and feel safe while all your crypto is stored into that wallet. So one such service, do keep in mind that this is not at all sponsored by anybody, so this is just my opinion, but one such great service is actually Exodus. So they have a great deal of cryptocurrency wallets. It's not just Bitcoin over here. They support a wide variety of cryptos, and it's actually quite secure, and they do provide a great variety of platforms. So you can go with desktop wallet or mobile wallet as well. So whatever fits your needs, just go ahead and install this before we can continue on with the video. Another great website that I'm recommending to you guys is Mining Chamber, where they have a bunch of GPUs here and their corresponding settings in order to run your GPU at its most optimized settings. Meaning that if you run these settings, you'll actually draw as little power as possible while always maintaining your maximum available hash rate in order to mine any sort of cryptocurrency in the most efficient manner. So for instance, our card over here is the RX 6700 XT and its corresponding settings. So if we click on it and scroll down, you'll see a tab here which says overclock. This actually, it's called overclock because most of the softwares, they refer to any tweaking in the settings of the GPU as overclock. But actually what they're trying to do is actually get you to downgrade your settings in order to find the sweet spot, so to say, for your GPU mining. So for instance, with this card over here, the max core clock will be lowered to something like 1050. The memory clock again will be adjusted, as well as the fan speed. But I've also have one additional tweak that you will see later on, making it run a bit smoother while maintaining the 47 mega hashes per second speed and drawing around 111-112 watts from the outlet. So the third and most important website that I'm recommending is actually Cryptex over here. This is an application that you'll have to install on your Windows machine before you can continue. So once you download this, go on ahead and create a profile and actually an account with Cryptex, because this is what you will use in order to mine any cryptocurrency with your GPU. And after you install this application into your Windows machine, then you'll just go ahead and open it up, insert your username and password, and once you have done that, this prompt will come up saying finishing installation when installing components for GPU computing. After everything is said and done, what you have here is the Cryptex application, which is just up and ready to go. And there's just one more thing that I would recommend that you do before you get started, and that is to go over here into this settings icon, go into Pro mode and activate the Pro mode, as you'll have everything running a bit more smoothly so you can understand what is happening with your machine. So for instance, right now it's trying to run my AMD Ryzen 3900X12 core to mine RandomX, and I do not want to do that. I don't want to stress the CPU. And we do have the AMD RX 6700 XT automatically detected by the software, and it will try to mine whatever is most profitable for my GPU and my setup. Before you continue though, I would actually ask you to go over here into settings once again and run benchmark, or just click on the rerun benchmark, and let the program run all its benchmarks for your GPU and see that everything passes, so it can easily and more exactly understand the environment that it's running on and try to adapt your current hardware to the market. Oh hey guys, one quick side note here. If you like this type of content, a sub to the channel would be fantastic, as we're trying to grow our community and together would make it easier for us to share all the information back with you guys. Alright, let's get on with the video. It will take a little while for the test to go through all of its steps, but once this is done, then you can be absolutely sure that your hardware is up to date and configured properly for the software to use and to get started into mining right away. So if you hear your fans spooling up, this is quite normal, as the last few tests are actually for your CPU, so it's kind of a stress test for the CPU, giving it more juice, and actually that's why you hear your fans ramping up. So no need to worry about anything, just let it go through its paces and wait until everything is said and done. So once the test is completed, you can see here your CPU tests were passed along with your GPU as well. But do keep in mind that if you're trying to use this software with 4 GB cards, in most of the cases your GPU will not pass the test, since the DAG file for the Ethereum nowadays has just surpassed 4 GB, so the RAM size available for the GPUs that are running 4 GB is insufficient nowadays to mine Ethereum with. There are some workarounds for this problem, but I will not go into this. This might be a topic for a future video, so please leave your comments down in the box below if you want to see this for any upcoming videos. So once everything is said and done, you can start earning money by just pressing the simple button over here. And if you actually want to involve your CPU into the process, you can do so just by this toggle switch over here. Or if you just want to leave one of them on, then you can just easily do that without any sort of problems. So for instance, right now we're running the AMD RX 6700 XT. As you can see, it chose to do the Dagger Hashimoto Ethereum mining, which is doing at the moment for 43 mega hashes per second. And you can see here some stats about your card, like the current temperature, the wattage it's drawing, and the current fan speed, and as well the usage, which is 99%. Now that you are running Cryptex using these stock speeds, because this is running stock speed, you can go back into the previous website that I've mentioned, which is Mining Chamber, and we're going to the overclock settings and try to apply this overclock settings for your card. So once you're up and running with your Cryptex software, then you can see here we're running our AMD RX 6700 XT. This is running at stock speeds, but we do have to change the stock speeds and stock values of the GPU card in order to mine efficiently. So in order to do this, you'll have to have a software installed on your machine. And in our case, we'll take the AMD Radeon software over here, which you can easily download from the official website. So it's called AMD Radeon software. Just go ahead and download and install it. And once you have it installed, you'll actually have access to some things like the current version of the card, so you can check for updates and do any necessary updates from here. And as well, you'll have access to this very important performance tab and the tuning tab over here, where you can tell your GPU exactly what to do, and this way you can actually optimize your GPU mining. So once you have this software installed alongside with Cryptex, I will go ahead and open up this website over here once again, Mining Chamber, and go back, select the GPU that you are running. So in this case, we're running the 6700 XT. and we will use the settings that they have described over here. So they say in order to achieve 47 mega hashes per second at around 120 watts of usage. So let's see what we are running now with stock speeds. So stock speed, we're at 42.3 with 77 degrees and running around 170 watts of power out of the GPU. So I think we're doing a bit poorly than we should do normally. That's because I am running OBS in the background here to record a video. But normally I saw this at around 45 mega hashes, and I think its power draw was around 150 watts. But anyway, so let's go on ahead and apply the settings that they recommend here and see exactly what's happening with Cryptex afterwards. So in order to do this, we'll go back to our AMD software over here, and we'll start adjusting the settings around. So first what we'll do, performance, click tuning tab over here, and then you'll go into manual, as this is what you'll have to adjust. So first of all, you'll have to adjust your GPU. So you'll enable the GPU adjustment and adjust the advanced controls, where you can actually adjust the minimum frequencies and the maximum frequency. So as you can see here, there is a maximum core clock which they give you. It's 1050. So we'll go ahead and input this into our maximum frequency here. So we'll say 1050, hit enter. You can just go ahead and leave the minimum frequency as it is. With this software, what it does, there is always going to be a gap here of 100 megahertz between your maximum and your minimum frequency. So for instance, if I try and put here something like, I don't know, 1150, there we go. This is fine. But if I want the max frequency to be something like 110, so make the difference of 50, then this slider will jump automatically to something, well, it's more than 100 now, but anyway, I'll just leave it back to what it was. So it was 500, and this was 150. So just as such, you have adjusted your max core frequency. Next, what they want you to adjust is the memory clock. So you can run 2150 or 1075. So I'll go with 2150 here. So we'll go into the VRAM, we'll go into the advanced control here, and we'll put in 2150. There we go, like so. So 2150 on the memory clock, yes, and 1050 on the maximum frequency here, that's fine as well. And another actual setting that I have tested out for myself is that I can adjust the power tuning here. So I'll click on enable this one, and I'll just lower it by 6%. And this should give us the most optimized settings for this card, at least, or for my specific example, because as you know, there is a sort of silicon lottery to be won. So what this means is that not all cards are created equal. So some cards have slight better performances than others. So that's why with some cards you can get better, I don't know, you can get better GPU mining out of them with less power draw. And with others, you'll have to actually increase your power limit before you can achieve the same results. You know, it all comes down to the luck of the draw, so to say. So after everything is said and done, you can go on ahead and click apply changes. And what this will do, it will actually, you see, it took the clock speed down to 1025, the voltage down to millivolts, 887 millivolts. This is most important here. As you can see, it's 111 watts now, 113 watts, as before it was just above 160 watts. So we managed to shave off quite a bit of wattage out of the card and its usage. And we can go back to our Dagger Hashimoto Ethereum over here. So as you can see, it's running more or less at the same speeds now, but anytime you do any sort of settings and changing of the settings, I would actually advise you leave it running for about 10 minutes so that it will stabilize for the new settings, and then you will see exactly what you get out of your card and where exactly you stand. So while this stabilizes, I will let it run in the background here. One other thing that you can do, as you can see, the current temperature of the card, it's at around 74 degrees, which I'm not very happy with. So what you can do, you can actually adjust your fan curve of the card itself. So I would recommend you go into your curve over here and just select something, you know, to keep it around 60 degrees Celsius if possible. Should be just fairly good for the card and its longevity overall. So I'll just increase the RPM of the card so that the temperature will drop a little bit. And then once it stabilizes, I will try to lower it to something at around 25%, 30%, and leave it running at that, because it should bring the temperatures down to around 55 to 60 degrees, something that in my opinion anyway, it's fairly okay to continuously use, and you shouldn't have any problem with your card for a long time to come. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're now just steady at around 47 mega hashes, and the card is at a pleasant 57 degrees Celsius with around 110 watts of power that is drawing from the power source. Its fan speed is at 36% and its usage is at 99%. And it's been doing this for the past 11 hours while it was mining. So I would say that overall this is a quite satisfactory result for me. You will see the hash rate steadily dropping as I've just turned on OBS, and it's kind of taking away some of that processing power from its crypto mining. But overall with Cryptex, you can see that at least for now, on the August 15, our profitability margins here are of around $103 per month. So this equals just up to $3.44 per day. As you can see, you have a balance to the right hand side over here. So this is your total balance, and this is the money that you can actually withdraw from the Cryptex service, as this incurs some of the fees for withdrawals and stuff like that. So anyway, this is the result that you can expect to have with an AMD RX 6700 XT once you went ahead and you adjusted your tuning for the GPU. So this is overall what you can get out of it. If you are interested, you can just toggle switches back and forth and see how much your CPU will add to the total computation. So for instance, if I turn on my CPU, it will start mining with my CPU something other than the Dagger Hashimoto Ethereum. So for instance, the CPU mining is used for RandomX. And let's see how much this will add to our total profits per month. So, okay, now we're sitting at around $117 per month and steadily climbing, because you need to let it run for about 10 minutes before it stabilizes. But anyway, it's around $15 to maximum $20. That's what I can get at least on my Ryzen 3900X CPU. So it's all up to you. If you want to use your CPU as well, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can just sit and use your GPU or GPUs if you have more than one. So before I log off, there is another very important thing that I would like to tell you guys about. So this is the antivirus software that you are using. Most of the cryptocurrency software nowadays will be flagged as a false positive into your antivirus software. So do go ahead, whatever software that you are using, to add an exception. As for instance, I had a problem with Cryptex. Whenever I would try to boot up Cryptex and my Bitdefender was on, then I would have a problem with it flagging it, trying to move it to quarantine, and deleting some of the files necessary for Cryptex to run. So whenever I was trying to run my AMD GPU over here, it couldn't actually run the Ethereum mining solution because it didn't have the necessary files, as they have been deleted by the Bitdefender antivirus. So whatever solution, whatever software you are using for cryptocurrency, make sure to always consult your antivirus first, add it to the exception list, and then you can, and only then you can start your cryptocurrency mining without any sort of problems. So it's been more than 10 minutes actually now since we are running the new settings, but as you can see, my hash rate is about 45 mega hashes per second, but this is just because I'm running OBS into the background, as I was running this before running OBS, and my hash rate was at around 47 mega hashes, so right up to par with what they would recommend on their website, with less wattage drawn from the GPU at a steadily value of 111, 112, maximum 113 watts, so shaving off another 17 watts from what they would say here in the settings. So no matter what GPU you have, just go on ahead, do your due diligence, try to find the most optimized settings for your GPU, play around with the settings, don't be afraid to do so, as you can't really damage your GPU. not with something official like AMD over here or even MSI Afterburner. Just another piece of very important advice: never try to run two softwares to control your GPU at the same time. So don't try to run MSI Afterburner alongside with AMD software, because this will create conflict for the GPU, and it should always be kept quite simple. So disable one of them, try to choose one that is most suitable for you. So for instance, I'm running this software over here. I'm not going to open up MSI and tweak any settings. I'm just going to let it run, and everything should be just fine. This being said, this has been our easy tutorial how to set everything up with your mining operations, and our hands-on review of the 6700 XT here, and exactly how profitable it still is in 2021. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel, and see you guys along in the next ones. Thank you once again for watching.